What's up, y'all? My name is Jamika, aka a gem under construction, and your girl is back with another story time. Let's go.
Given that's how we live it, don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed.
Hey y'all, so I'm back with a story time, and this story time is going to be about how this one is a tough one. This is a story time about how I was afraid to lose my mother. And I wanted to do everything to be there for her because it was always just us two. As I shared in my other story times, she was a single mother. She raised me all by herself. I'm her only child, her only daughter. And yeah, so I'm just tell you guys her story about how we found out she was sick and how she battled uterine and lymphatic cancer for about, I think it was about 8-9 months. She battled her cancer. So I'm gonna start the story time by saying I love my mother. I do love my mom. And this was the most hardest experience I ever had to go through. If anybody knows Dime Edwards, her channel name now is The Edwards Family, but at the time it was Dime Edwards. She had just lost her mother the year I found out my mom was sick. And my mom was sick for a long time before she went to the doctor. She found out she had pneumonia in November of 2018. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the same month or around the same time frame, either October, November, around that time. I knew it was around the holidays that Dime's mom passed. I remember this because when I told her, because I felt like we were kind of close. So I used to talk to her a lot when it came down to just girl chat, conversation. If I was just bothered, I would talk to her. She was my go-to person at work at the time. And I think November 2018, that's when everything happened, because shortly after that, Dime found out she was pregnant, so she left work. So I wasn't talking to her as much then because she just recently had her baby a few months ago. So yes, it was 2018. And I had found out on Facebook what she had told me her mom was sick and everything. But I had found out on Facebook about the passing of her mom. And it made me just think about my mom because I knew my mom was sick. I really don't know how I knew she was sick. Like, I was having dreams, really bad dreams about someone close to me dying. And it kind of tore me apart. And I just was like, no. I felt, when you get a feeling, like, I can't explain the feeling, but the feeling was so strong. I called my mom and I was just like, oh my God, Mom, my friend's mom just passed and I'm just so sad. And I was like, is everything okay with you? And she was like, yeah, everything's fine. But my mom has asthma, and I can tell when she is having difficulty breathing, and she was coughing real bad. And I was just like, Mom, you need to get checked out. You know what I'm saying? And this was almost near Thanksgiving. So she had found out that she had pneumonia. Fast forward, she found out she had pneumonia. And I had talked to Dime, and I was just like, girl, I feel like something more is going on with my mama. You know, like I was just talking to her. Like I felt like so strong to her at the time because it's like the fact that what she just went through, I was scared for it to be me going through the same thing. Because I'm the only child. And I'm pretty sure, as Dime said in her videos, you know, her and her siblings meshed together and came together and held it down for each other. And she was hurting, but they held it down. They came together. And I was like, oh my God, like that made me think like if something was to happen to my mama, I don't know what the hell I'd do because it's just me. And this is really hard to talk about. I haven't really talked about it as deeply. I talked about it on my family channel, but it was never like a intimate setting because I withheld a lot of information on that channel. Only because, and that's going to be a whole nother video, only because I was censoring myself, not giving too much information to protect those around me. And that I was battling this thing by myself, basically. It was no support because I wasn't really speaking out. I wasn't giving information. I was just telling bits and pieces. I never really said how serious things got. So fast forward to December, she was having issues with her monthly. It was lasting too long, and I was like, well, that's a sign that something is wrong. And I don't know why you're playing with that. Like, Mom, go to the doctor. So I set her up with my doctor, Dr. Hyde. He is my OBGYN, and I was like, go see him. He will get you straight, blah, blah, blah. So they did an ultrasound, biopsy, all this stuff, and found a mass in her uterus. And said it was going to do a biopsy, praying that it wasn't cancerous, praying that it was something like a fibroid or something where he could just easily get her a hysterectomy, a full hysterectomy, and then just be done with it because it was causing her pain. She didn't know where it came from. It probably had been forming inside her for months, and she did not know nothing about it. So the test results came back, I think, a couple of days after Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. It was at the end of December, so it was after Christmas. Where it was cancer. And when she called me and told me, she really kind of didn't want to tell me. But when she told me, I cried. Then she told me it was at stage 2. What? I'm thinking in my mind, this is about to be an easy fix. She's just finding out. She can have, but at stage 2, going on stage 2, it's like, I'm about to have reality check and say, I might have to watch my mom go through the struggle of chemo, radiation, and all that. And I know what it does to people. I've seen it. I've seen what it does to people. So it was heartbreaking for me. And this was the most hardest time. Other than the time, the other story time and the other video that I just told you guys about, 2018 was so dark for me. And I told you guys that in the other video. Not only was I going through things with my husband, the domino effect hit. Now I gotta deal with this. I just had a baby. She's about to be 1 in 2 months. At the time, my daughter was like 10 months. Like, what? I just had a baby this year. Like, that's what was going through my mind. Like, I just had a baby. This is not what? So from you guys have seen, I will link all the videos in the description box of when I posted them on my vlogging channel page. Those were the feelings that I was going through at the time. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't have nobody checking up on me. I was trying to be strong for my mom, so I never really wanted to talk to her about it. So I talked to my friend. Like I said before, I went to her to talk to her about this situation because it just touched me how she had to go through what she had to go through with losing her mom. And I felt like, God, I hope I don't lose my mom. I hope I don't lose my mom. I hope I don't lose my mom. And this is what was going through my head. And, you know, we talked and she's like, you know, I leaned on her. Like, she was so strong to go through that. And I was just like, I don't know if that could have been me. Like, I was like, I'm just so sorry for your loss and everything. And then at the same time, she was helping me get through my feelings about how I felt with my mom. So we talked and she was like, she was praying for me. I feel like that right there is what helped me the most. So thank you, Diamond. I would like to say thank you because out of everybody else, like, other than my husband and things of that sort, like, it was some family that called, but the ones that I felt like I was really close to, I was like, okay, I see. I really, you know, and I was so trying to act so strong, y'all, that when people did ask, I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. But in behind closed doors, I was a mess. I was breaking down. I was just like, I can't do this. Like, literally, I checked out. I had checked out. I had to watch her go through those months from February to July of going through the chemo and everything else. And I was just like, this was a lot to see how my mama changed physically, mentally, emotionally. I don't know what this experience did to her, but it changed her. And she doesn't really talk about it. She never had to really cry. She never really cried about it. So, like, me crying about it, she would always get upset with people crying about it. Like, don't cry for me. Don't cry for me. But I was upset. I'm a crier. That's what I do. And I feel like this situation plus another domino effect made her numb. So now, I don't even know, y'all. Like, I love her, but I don't recognize my mom anymore. That is one of the reasons of a depression. Because I want to be so close with my mom. But like I said, it's domino effects. So I'm coping through everything at this moment. And that's gonna be another video. I'm sorry, y'all. But that is how I was getting through my mom being sick. That is the story of how I fell into a depression right after the next. Again, it's your girl, Jamika, aka A Gym Under Construction. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.